the land of milk and honey, a beacon of democracy in the Middle East. These are the narratives often presented about Israel. But what lies beneath the carefully curated image? This is the story of Israel's dark secrets, a tale of dispossession, discrimination, and human rights abuses. For decades, the Palestinian people have endured a brutal occupation, their land confiscated, their homes demolished. International organizations have documented countless violations, from illegal settlements to extrajudicial killings. This essay seeks to pierce the veil of silence, to shed light on the uncomfortable truths. It is time to confront the dark underbelly of Israel's actions and demand a different path, one based on equality, respect, and human dignity.
To understand the present, we must delve into the past. The roots of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict run deep, stretching back to the aftermath of World War I and the collapse of the Ottoman Empire. In 1917, the Balfour Declaration promised a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine, a land already inhabited by a large Arab population. This declaration sowed the seeds of a conflict that would endure for generations. As Jewish immigration to Palestine increased, tensions with the indigenous Arab population escalated, leading to violence and displacement. In 1948, Israel declared independence, marking the beginning of the Nakba, the catastrophe for Palestinians. In the decades that followed, Israel expanded its territory through wars and military occupations, further displacing Palestinians and seizing control of their resources.
The human cost of this enduring conflict is staggering. For Palestinians living under Israeli occupation, daily life is a struggle for basic rights and dignity. The construction of illegal settlements, often on privately owned Palestinian land, continues unabated, fragmenting the West Bank. These settlements represent a deliberate strategy of dispossession and control. Palestinians are subject to a complex system of checkpoints, permits, and movement restrictions. Access to essential services such as healthcare, education, and water is often limited or denied, exacerbating existing inequalities. The situation in Gaza is particularly dire, subjected to a crippling blockade for over a decade, transforming it into an open-air prison.
Section 4, the global game power, politics, and profiteering. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is linked to a complex web of global power dynamics, political interests, and economic considerations. The United States, Israel's staunchest ally, plays a pivotal role in this geopolitical chess game. Billions of dollars in US military aid flow to Israel each year, bolstering its military capabilities and enabling its continued occupation. This unwavering support provides Israel with a sense of impunity, emboldening its actions. Other global actors, including European nations and international organizations, have often been reluctant to challenge Israel's behavior. The result is a system of entrenched power imbalances, where realpolitik often trumps human rights and international law.
Section 5, the U.S. factor fueling the fire. The United States' role in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict extends beyond mere financial and military support. It wields significant diplomatic influence, often acting as a shield for Israel in international forums. The U.S. has consistently used its veto power at the United Nations Security Council to block resolutions critical of Israel. This unwavering support has emboldened Israel to act with impunity, further entrenching the power imbalance. Critics argue that the U.S., by prioritizing its own strategic interests and those of its ally, has become complicit in the perpetuation of the conflict. The result is a foreign policy that prioritizes the interests of a single state over the rights and aspirations of an entire people.
Section 6, beyond the headlines, a call for deeper scrutiny. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is often portrayed as a complex and intractable issue, with blame assigned to both sides. However, this simplistic narrative obscures the power dynamics at play and the systemic injustices that lie at the heart of the conflict. We must ask ourselves why, despite decades of international condemnation and countless UN resolutions, Israel continues to act with impunity. We must question the role of global powers, particularly the United States, in enabling and perpetuating this occupation. This is not about taking sides, It is about upholding universal principles of human rights, justice, and equality. It is a call for a fundamental shift in perspective, one that recognizes the interconnectedness of our world and the responsibility we all share in creating a more just and equitable future.
Section 7, A World of Shadows, the Urgency of Truth. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is not an isolated incident. It is a microcosm of the challenges facing our world today. It is a stark reminder that power, when left unchecked, can corrupt, and that silence in the face of injustice is complicity. It is a call to action, a reminder that we, as global citizens, have a moral obligation to speak truth to power and to hold those in positions of authority accountable. The struggle for justice in Palestine is a struggle for all of us who believe in a world where human rights are respected. Let us not turn a blind eye to the suffering of others, for in doing so, we diminish ourselves and betray the very values we claim to hold dear. Let us instead raise our voices in unison, demanding a better future, one where all people can live together in peace, freedom, and equality.